Destiny 2 PvP. Do you want to improve when it comes to PvP? Well, in today's video, I'll be showing you 3 awesome tips and tricks that will improve your game when it comes to PvP. I don't claim to be the best Destiny player, but I am pretty good when it comes to PvP. I have managed to reach Legend in Trials and a few other game modes. I'll be giving you guys some cool tips and tricks that will help make you better at the game. Now, don't get me wrong, you're not going to improve immediately after watching this video, but if you implement a few of these tips and tricks into your gameplay, you will see an increase in your kills per game and your overall KD. So, make sure you hit the like button, and if you really find this video helpful, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. So, the first tip I'll show you is for movement. You probably have been doing this wrong. So, what do you guys see what's wrong with this clip right here? If this was a real player, I would 100% be dead by now. Well, first of all, I did not slide around cover whatsoever or peek shoot. Peek shooting allows your enemies to have a lot of a harder time hitting you, and tends to make you less vulnerable in intense situations. If you want an example on the right way to do it, here is one. I was using my A and S and D key to strafe left and right behind this box. This made my opponent have a lot of a harder time to hit my head. In a real situation against real players, this is going to affect them hitting their shots a lot of the time, especially against better players that tend to not know how to play against people who are peek shooting. This is one thing that you guys should really work on if you are trying to get better at Destiny 2. Peek shooting is one of the best things that I learned how to do. Now, peek shooting is good for when you're using hand cannons as well as snipers. I wouldn't suggest doing this though when it comes to snipers against good players, because good players tend to always predict where you're going to slide. Now, what if I told you for the next tip that I'm going to show you, what if you did not know that there's actually kind of a hitbox where bullet magnetism and aim assist hits? 99% of Destiny players, besides probably the top 500% of the players, do not know about this little method. This method is called the peek shot slash head glitch. I'm not quite sure what you want to really call it. However, aim assist and bullet magnetism cones tend to really strengthen when it comes to the left side. I'm not sure why this happens in Destiny specifically, but it seems to be the only game that this actually works in. So if we look at this first clip, when I aim down my sights and reload my hand cannon, you can see my recoil from shooting at the right side. Obviously, against somebody, your shots are going to magnetize a lot further. Now, if we go to the left side, where the cones tend to be, your recoil is going to feel a lot more controlled, and your aim assist and bullets are going to magnetize a lot more than normal. Yes, I know that seems quite odd, but try it. In a normal game, if you watch the gameplay that I was actually, playing, you would see that I was, aiming to the left side of their head, and a lot of my shots that weren't 100% on their head would tend to actually hit. I'm not quite sure if that's just aim assist bullet magnetism of how it works, but if you guys actually know, let me know in the comment section. I'm kind of curious on how this is actually going to fully work. But yeah, let's get into our next but not least, well, technically our last but not least trick that I'll show you guys. Did you know that actually jumping makes you miss more shots? Yeah, quite surprising. You would think normally jumping, you're still going to hit shots that you obviously hit. Well, for some reason, due to air accuracy, recoil patterns and bullet spread tends to be a lot looser in air compared to when you're on ground. I'll show you guys a comparison of me shooting in air versus me shooting when I'm on the ground. The bullets tend to be a lot tighter compared to when you're jumping, and this is actually going to make you lose more gunfights. So the main lesson here is to slide your engagements instead of jump them, unless you obviously can't. So this is the first clip of when I jump. You can see my bullet spread is a lot looser. Now, in this clip, I shoot the wall. I put a whole mag or so into this wall, and you can see right here, obviously, when I run up to it, that the bullets tend to be a lot more tighter, making you hit more shots. This is an up-close image that I tried to upscale to get it as clear as possible, but the one on the left is the inner, and the one on the right is on ground. You can see obviously already that your bullet spread is a lot looser in air versus when you are on the ground. So if this teaches you anything, the biggest tip that I can suggest out of these 3 tips I've showed you is to make sure you take gunfights on the ground. I cannot stress this enough, guys. Don't jump into gunfights. It is the worst decision you could make. the first few shots of gunfights tend to matter the most as well. That's all for these 3 tips that I'll show you. These tips drastically improved my gameplay and overall KD over the years of playing Destiny. I really hope this video helped you guys. I did put a lot of work and editing into it, so if you could do me a favor, don't even subscribe, just hit the like button. That's all I ask, and if you're feeling extra generous, then subscribe and leave a comment down below. That's all for today, Guardians. I appreciate your guys' time. Stay safe out there. Have a great one. Peace.